There sure are a lot of things based on the Chinese story Journey to the West, ranging from awful to American to this game, Sayuuki World 2 Tenjoukai no Maijin. Sayuuki World 1 was a fairly mediocre game, but with this one, Jaleco took a few longing gazes at the Megaman series and created this game, that was changed into Whomp Em in the US, where you play as an Indian instead of a monkey boy. But other than that, the game is about the same. As I said, the game resembles Megaman in a few ways. The first one you'll notice is the stage select screen, which is always a welcome sight in my opinion. And the second is that whenever you beat one of these stages, you'll obtain a new power. But unlike Megaman, they don't run on energy, so use them as you please. The controls are very simple on the surface, A to jump and B to thrust your spear. But you can do more, some useful and some not. Similarly to Zelda 2, you can thrust upward and downward while jumping, which is useful if it hits the enemy, but I also found two completely useless maneuvers. First of all, pressing up just makes Monkey Boy hold his spear above his head. It doesn't shield him from airborne attacks or anything, but on the other hand it can make him look like he's dancing or exercising. Also, if you hold down B, you can run with the spear held out like he's charging, but running into an enemy like that only results in damage, so what's the point? In general, the game controls well, but due to your spear's attacks being very, shall we say, pointed, preciseness is needed, and will inevitably lead to some misses here and there, which can mount up to some frustration on occasion. There are several items to pick up in this game, and here's a rundown. Your health bar is represented by hearts, and picking those up replenishes them, naturally. But if you can find a magic potion, it will refill health once you're about to die, a la Legend of Zelda. You can also upgrade the amount of hearts by collecting gourds that look more like apple cores. You can pause the game by pressing select, and there the game shows you how many more apple cores will equal an health upgrade. Start does nothing, but will taunt you with a beep. There's a helmet that grants you better defense for 4 hits, and a shirt that makes you invincible for a very short while. Finally, there's the spearhead that increases attack strength for a while, and a spear upgrade that makes your spear longer, which obviously gives you better range. The stages are modeled after the elements, so there's the fire level, water level, ice level, etc. They range from going right, climbing up or heading down, and they incorporate enough creativity to not become repetitive. The music in general is pretty decent, nothing amazing but solid. However, the music for the first stage is downright rockin'. Jaleco is not one of my favorite Famicom/NES publishers really. I haven't found any of their games to be that great, but this is probably my favorite of theirs. It borrowed ideas from a great source and makes them its own, and comes off as pretty unique despite that and the Journey to the West paint job.